But let's just get started with for people who may not be familiar with Triton Air. What could you tell us about the company and what kind of services do you guys provide?
Yeah, so we're a charter company, and we provide private jet charter to pretty much anyone in the United States. We also have operations where we can fly to Canada, the Caribbean, Mexico, and East Coast to West Coast to the USA. But primarily, we do light jets, turboprops, and some heavy jets on request. But we do a lot of flights around Houston, Austin, and Dallas, and Fort Worth, and then also, of course, Colorado and Florida. But yeah, our primary gig is doing charter flights for people and transportation.
Okay, great. And then how did you get started in the aviation business?
I guess really, I guess I was kind of lucky. Growing up, I always liked airplanes, and pretty much like any pilot, you look up at the sky and see an airplane, you're looking, breaking your neck, looking up, trying to see what kind it is. But I got started doing model airplanes when I was young, flying, and then kind of progressed through college. Just decided I'd go out and learn to fly. But I also was doing maintenance and learned to do working on airplanes and get my A&P license. And then eventually, after college and flying and building hours and time, I started a business, and here we are.
Okay. Well, I would feel a lot safer flying with you knowing that you have a maintenance background as well. Does that come in handy quite a bit?
I tell you what, knowing the machines that you fly and being able to assess the problems and realize what could be a problem or maybe isn't a problem is really handy and helpful in anything you do. So having knowledge in the background is definitely a big key in safety for all of our pilots, and then also myself when I fly.
Awesome. So what are your typical types of clients? I know you may not be able to go into crazy detail with it, but could you explain to us what your clientele looks like?
Yeah, so that's the fun part of the job, getting to meet new people, fly people personally. Of course, some of it's confidential, but we do fly race teams, race car drivers, baseball players, football players. Occasionally, we fly the governor of Texas, and then we also fly prominent business companies and people that have their own companies, and even just people that want to fly private or share timeshare flights. Sometimes people will break up the cost of the flight, and it'll be more economical for them. And so, yeah, we get to meet a lot of different people and serve the public.
Okay. Great. So how many just in your I would say on average, I know it can be different every flight, but just for people who would be maybe interested in flying and they have a flying private and they have a large group, what number of people when you know when you get to how many number of people to split up the cost, what number becomes, decently economical or at least something that people can handle?
Um, you know, Private flying definitely isn't as cheap as it should be, but it's because you're paying for the whole operation, and so it's quite a bit different than going to the airlines, and we're not subsidized or anything like that. So it's a fine line between light jets and heavy jets, and depending upon what people can afford to do it, because it is more along the lines of a luxury flight, kind of like going on a private yacht and doing things. So I would say, between 7 and 9 people, typically you can break up the cost that would be fairly economical and somewhat reasonable as a first class ticket.